You may have heard of Samburu, or probably you are a dweller of this beautiful land. The flamboyance of the natives and the fascinating terrains. No wonder, the land of the butterfly people. The fascinating terrains, the butterfly people, the fascinating terrains, the butterfly people, and much more. I am Dominic Lokop. Welcome to Samburu. Many years ago, the rugged terrains of the Samburuland were covered by immense forests of a variety of plant species. Mountains, the valleys, the plains, and the plateaus all shone with lush vegetation that made the landscape quite lively. Forested areas of higher altitude in Samburu include Kirisia Hills, collectively known as Rocky Plateau, Matthew Ranges, also known as Oldonyo Tenkio, Ndoto Mountains, Wargers, and Oldonyo Niro, or Mount Niro, which has the highest point in Samburu. But times change, seasons change, forests are turned into deserts, and basins become lakes. Today, it is only a very small percentage of the natural forests that still remains. So many factors have contributed to the decrease in the vegetation cover globally. However, the biggest one is the relationship between us and our environment. The good news is that we still have some places on our planet that have the natural environments untampered with. Then it becomes a time travel adventure when the inhabitants of these environments have retained their conspicuous cultures too. And that's why I welcome you to Samburuland as we traverse over the beautiful landscapes whilst mingling with the natives that have decided to be outstanding by clutching onto their incredible culture. The unique music and dances from a variety of occasions. Meet the Morans or Moran and join them as they jump high or shake their necks with their prodigiously crafted bangles and necklaces. While we train our students in schools, it is of great importance to let them know the necessity of our inevitable relationship with nature, as well as the sense in retaining the good ways of our people. If you aren't a native to this land, or probably you've never been to Samburu, have you given it a thought? Well, whether you are a botanical researcher, an ornithologist, a geologist, an anthropologist, or just touring for pleasure, you've got the right destination. Honestly, there is something for everyone. In that case, doubt not and worry less. You definitely would not want to miss the beautiful sunrises and sunsets, the glistening glades, beautiful flowers of numerous types, indigenous and exotic, and of course, the natural vegetation, trees, shrubs, and herbs. The orchid flowers. Of Italian origin. Bougainvillea, the tropical climbing plant with flowers with so many colors. For landscaping and more. Get insight from nature. What next? Get lost in your world and live your life. Edible berries and wild fruits for both humans and animals. Of the ficus species. Others are medicinal, like Maasai africana, known as secreted by the natives, and Losesiae, which is also a herb from the Santalam species. Traditionally, the Samburu people are livestock keepers. They are pastoralists. In this 21st century, do they still embrace on livestock keeping, or are there any changes? Is there any reason to consider the new while comparing with the old? We will find out about this from Christopher and other people within the area of our study. You won't regret every moment of your time as you walk around from one ridge to the other, admiring the many plant species, the natural features, and so much for you. You will encounter animals like elephants, leopards, buffaloes, goons, dik-diks, and many others as you walk around enjoying your strolls. Very spectacular viewpoints where you will have the whole visitor at a go. Watch the streams snap down towards the plains below. The hills and hummocks that dot the first lowlands and other features that create picturesque patterns.
It's so much feeling, the beautiful terrain, the culture of the people, is a result of all this.
Walk in the woods and experience the tranquility of a serene, natural environment. The sobriety of a calm mind. Discover the undiscovered treasures in the nature's gallery. Find out how the natives treat their sick using the natural medicine.
The best thing that we can do for ourselves ever is living our own life. And you do this following where your heart leads you. You don't find out for yourself who's going to do it for you. Take the challenge today and realize the lost you. Find the other part of you. Leave the foggy air in the cities, the noise, and go to these natural places and be yourself. You must be capable of work. Admire the blossoms of the aquatic species as bees buzz by. Listen to the lively trickles of life. All this beauty was precisely created for you. At times, rains fail and drought strikes. The grass in the grassland is depleted and people turn to the forested lands. Cows and goats and sheep and even camels would maul the skirt of mountain grass and other undergrowth, and when this is done, the foliage of the trees will be the next. The East African olive, cotton, among other trees, would not be spared from the blade of the adder. And in the survival process, fatalities are bound to be. The humans, the animals, and even plants become the victims of the fateful situations. As it is, change is inevitable, and this is evident from the current activities carried out by the locals. The large herds of cattle would not hold the prestige anymore. The herder is running out of pastureland. The sedentary lifestyle and the modern science has promoted the swift growth of the people's population. A change is necessary. What has Christopher Bentoijoni say about this? I would like to enlighten the people of Samburu to embrace rearing the breed cows in zero grazing as I do. Reason being, when you have 100 of the traditional cows compared with these two, these ones would produce more milk. I had started keeping these cows for about 9 years now. These breed cows have lots of benefits as I sell the milk to the community around, and our school also gets the milk from them. Today, the grass is not enough for large herds. People in Samburu should keep this type of cows. These cows are like camels. You get a lot of milk from them. just like from camels.
Na nikuulize mzee, ng'ombe unaweza fuga ng'ombe ngapi ya grade kulingana na
You don't need to have so many of them. You can start with 4 or 2, depending on your capability.
Asante sana mzee. Nashukuru sana.
In order to avoid overstocking and also to cope up with the current ways of animal husbandry, Mr. Lentoijoni suggests that the Samburu people should consider the modern methods of livestock keeping. Despite the fact that owning large herds is both a source of income and a prestige too, the current situations of recurrent dry spells and the decreasing land for grazing would force the Samburu to go for alternatives. Livestock business and crop cultivation as salient alternatives by the natives. Vegetables like kales, cabbages, spinach, and cereals like maize, legumes like beans are grown today by the natives within the fertile areas. This crop cultivation is majorly dependent on the rainy seasons, but sometimes those that are close to dams would use irrigation. And here I am at a well, and you can see a traditional trough that's used to water the animals. The Samburu people are known for their generosity, so a cup of tea when you really need one. But beware of generous bites too from Sure, the mountain ants. And even with the usual life's bustle and hustle, it is worthwhile to enjoy the beautiful sceneries endured by the expansive terrains. Once said by Joe Walton, "Why would we miss the free sunrises and sunsets?" Feel the countryside fresh air as you admire beautiful flowers as these of the Senna species. Study the numerous shrubs and herbs. The acacia and its contemptuous thorns. While Samburu is located in the Asals area of Kenya, there is plenty of water for the natives from the mountains. Proper storage, conveyance, and proper economic use is what should be emphasized. When forests or natural vegetation is protected and even more trees are planted, the people never lack this life-giving substance. High to the top of these rocks and view the world below you. Invite these little creatures to share a meal with you. What the hell is this? That is curiosity. The evergreen hero poison tree. As a tourist, there is so much for you in the land of the butterfly people. There is nothing so good than being bonded with nature. Your conscience will be at ease. Meet the young herders and let them share the experiences with you. Sightseeing excursions, educational field trips or tours, or simply family picnics would be fine with you here. And if you're obsessed with bamboo or the palm trees, these ones are majorly found on Mount Miro, Juniperus procera, the red pencil cedar, camphor, among others. Experience the tallest trees in the forest and admire as the baboons, colubus monkeys, and other treetop inhabitants jump from one bough to another. Long, dry spells are not good for everyone and for everything. The land becomes dry, but people are hopeful that someday it would rain, clouds would form, and rain would shower soon. Simple lifestyle, bonded with nature. Birds would chirp, morans would sing, children would play, cows would moo, and the sounds of life would continue these unique terrains of Samburu. We have just seen a fraction of Kirisia Hills. There's so much for you to find out in Samburu. Remember, I haven't mentioned about the numerous lodges, the camping sites. That is coming next. Watch out.